Hello everyone, welcome back to the Francis Gaye YouTube channel, and today we will not be talking about watches, so if that's all you're here for, then you better clear off now. Some people only want one thing and it's disgusting. I'm only messing. So today is of course May the 4th, and you know what that means? Yes, today is Star Wars Day, and joining me in the video is Boba Fett. We don't sell him in our shop, so try and pretend that he's not there, okay? And I've also got this rather lovely Star Wars t-shirt that I managed to find for £3 in a charity shop just before I started filming this video. Watch till the end of the video if you want to see the outtakes of me trying to find one. Star Wars has been an integral part of my life for as long as I can remember, and my earliest memory of it is probably when I dragged my mum and my dad to go and see Attack of the Clones. I think I was 7 or 8, and we saw it about 3 or 4 times in the cinema. I loved it so much. A lot of people don't like that film, but I do. And then I remember having so many of the little figures as well, the ones with the magnets in their hands, so the lightsaber would kind of magnetically be attracted to it, but it felt like the Force, you know, especially at that age. It was so magical. And I'd play with these figures on top of my fireplace, not when it was on, obviously. My parents did supervise, and they were responsible adults and parents, okay? And yeah, I'd get Darth Vader and Obi-Wan, and they'd be fighting with their little lightsabers, and I'd take them to the very edge of the fireplace and then kind of make one of them slice the other off, and he'd fall onto the floor. And yeah, in the past couple of years I've kind of drifted away a little bit from Star Wars. I still love it so much and everything that I grew up with, but because there's so much content now, it's hard to keep soaking it up and keep up to date with it all, you know. So I wondered what I could do to get back into the Star Wars mood for today's video and to transport myself back into the mind of my 7-year-old self. And it has been incredibly easy to get back into that huge Star Wars fan mindset. So I've been catching up with The Mandalorian, the current series, season 3. I've been playing a hell of a lot of Jedi Survivor, which is the new game that came out last week, and wow, it is insane. For a Star Wars fan, it has everything that you want and more. You know, the worlds are huge. You can customize your lightsaber however you want, change every little component. You can customize your droid. You even get a blaster in it that you can customize. I know a lot of people say that's not the Jedi way, but when you're fighting the whole of the Empire pretty much on your own, you need every help that you can get. I've been looking through my small Lego collection, most of which is still boxed, and I've never opened any of it, so it's just nice to get them all out and look at what I actually have still there. And that also made me reminisce about when I was back in 6th form and I did a touch of Lego photography, and this was such a fun time. I remember loving this so much. So because of the scale of the minifigures, you can put them in situations like in a bowl of cereal like I have here, and he kind of looks like he's rowing his boat, and because of the scale of the two things, it looks a bit more life-size, if you know what I mean. So you could stand them in some grass in your back garden and it looks like they're in a jungle. Very cool. Right then, that's enough telling you how much of a dork I am, and let's get on to the lovely Star Wars products that we sell in Francis Gaye. We're going to start off with a great range of figures by Royal Selangor, and then we're going to end on a very special Lladro piece. So let's get to it. And the first figure I'd like to show you all today is the Jedi Master himself, Yoda. Not as green as he usually might be, but you don't need the colour in this one. It's all in the detail. And you can see the detail on this cloak here that's coming around. It's one of my favourite bits actually. It kind of reminds me of dot work, you know, like dot work in tattooing, in artwork. And it feels so lovely. And then coming around, we can really appreciate and see the detail in his face. You've got the wrinkles, those wise aged wrinkles on his forehead, and then his iconic little face and his ears. And here zoomed out you can see more of his stance, his feet are there on the stand, and you can fully see the lightsaber here as well, which is a perfect ratio, just like it would be in the films. And I think this would be a perfect piece to maybe put on your mantelpiece, your dresser. It's not very big, it could slide easily in a corner, it's quite minimal, and it's not too in your face, but it is a really classy looking piece. Next up is the droid, who finds himself in many bad situations that he can't really get out of without R2-D2's help. It's C-3PO, and as you can see here, he's far too big to stand on my turnstile, so I've had to take him off, and I'm gonna just pan up and spin him round for you. But again, the detail in this is lovely, and I think he looks so film accurate. You can see all of the different joints and the mechanisms that if he were a real robot, this is exactly how he would be. And I love the wiring that you can see between the torso and the bottom. And here is his actual bottom as well. The gold colouring of this is incredible. I did try a white background, but the black really kind of brings out the lovely gold colouring of this. And at the bottom of the base you can see very slightly, I'm sorry it's so dark, that this is one of 5,000 pieces. And here is undoubtedly the sweetest little addition that Star Wars I think has ever had. It's Grogu from The Mandalorian, or Baby Yoda as people who don't watch it call him. But again, he's the same kind of gold colouring as C-3PO, and he's got, like Yoda, a lovely texture on his robes, but more of a smoothed out finish on his little head. And again, I think the black background really brings out the gold in this, but when we pan out in a second, you'll see the gold, I'd say, as the eye sees it, and it looks a lot kind of darker. And here is the stand that he comes with too, and it's like the little orb that he floats around in the series, which is really, really cool. Here he is a little bit closer. He's got these sweet black little beady eyes, but again, lovely detail on his face, around the ears and the clothing. All you need to make this a really classic piece to display in your house or your cabinet. And on the base of the base, here he is numbered 1 of 1,000, very special. And next up, another piece that I couldn't really fit on the turnstile. The stand isn't on here, but purely to display the beauty in the detail, I've just popped the Millenium Falcon on here for you. So this is kind of like a steel looking pewter, and the detail pops so nicely when the shadows kind of hit between all of the different areas. It looks so lovely. But just look at all the different points of detail. This one must have taken a very long time to produce, I would say. All the vents on the back, it's got the guns, it's got the aerial on here, and here is the stand that it comes with that I couldn't fit on my turnstile, and I've popped it on my fireplace just to give you an idea of what it might kind of look like. Excuse my shaky hands, but here it is a bit closer up again. It would look so nice on your mantelpiece, on your shelf, on your windowsill, and it doesn't look out of place. It's not a garish colour or anything like that. It looks like a real quality item. And here is a bust of the Dark Lord of the Sith, Darth Vader. And this is a kind of bronzy colour, and I haven't showed it too well in this light. I thought it would be better with the white background, but you'll see it a little bit better in a second. But I love that he's doing the Force choke, because that is such an iconic and powerful thing that he does. Again, this is a lovely weight, and here it is on the top of my fireplace. The colour's shown a little bit better. Excuse my graduation photo, by the way. The detail here on that chest plate with the buttons and stuff, really, really cool. And on his material of the clothes he's wearing, it looks great. And we're going to finish on an incredible piece by Lladro. These are very, very limited, and we're very lucky to have any of them at all. I had to go all the way to our other store in Loughborough just to take the footage of this, because we couldn't transport it because it's so valuable, and you know, the risk of breaking it is not worth it. But the texture on the clothes, every single little detail, the difference in the glossy finish, the matte finish, it is perfect. And the blade on the saber is actually made of glass, and it has a magnet on one of the ends which attaches to the hilt, so you can attach or detach it depending on how you want to display it. And here at the bottom it shows that these are limited to 504 pieces, which I believe is a reference to the 4th of May, Star Wars Day. I really hope you've enjoyed today's video, guys, especially you Star Wars fans out there. Today is maybe the only day it's acceptable to go down to the shops in your Jedi robes with your lightsaber and threaten the shopkeeper. I'm only joking. You will give me the sweets. Before we go, I'm just going to do a quick Jedi mind trick on you all. You do want to buy every single one of these figures. You want to throw away your family photos and your wife's porcelain figures on the mantelpiece and replace them with these lovely Star Wars figures. Right then, I hope you enjoy the rest of your Star Wars day, especially you big fans. And if you're not a big fan, why not? There's so much stuff to watch, so go and start it now, okay? But until next week, I'll see you later, and may the Force be with you. Aha! Let's find a bloody Star Wars t-shirt for this video. These are kids' pyjamas, so it's probably a no. It's a no for Primark. Let's go to H&M.